Hi, I'll be joining Miles Maeda from San Diego. It is a 50-minute flow focusing on hamstring and the hips. Hope you enjoy it.
Good morning. So for those of you who are joining, I'm going to use a strap in the beginning of today's class. So if you would like to use a strap, you're welcome to. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a belt or something similar. And if your hamstrings are not too tight, you might not even need to use a strap at all. But this is particularly helpful since this set is working a lot on the hamstrings and our hips. And there's one part I figured could be useful if you have a block. So again, if you're not as flexible, I'm going to show you how to do one of the poses with a block. So that can be handy as well. But again, if you're flexible, maybe you don't need a block. But I'm going to demonstrate the strap with a strap and a block. And let's see. I'll just do this now. So let me plug in my microphone. After I plug it in, if you can hear me, just do this. I learned it in Japan. This means okay. This means not okay. So, hold on just a second. Can everyone hear my voice okay? Great, thank you. All right, so if you have a strap and it looks like mine, it has a buckle on one end with a little bit of a movable piece in the middle. You want to hold the buckle in one hand, hold the end of the strap in the other hand, and you're going to loop the strap closest to the part with the fabric on it. You're going to loop it around the middle part of the buckle, so it looks like this. Everyone can see that. And my strap is extra long, but once you have it threaded, you want to have a small loop. And this is because we're going to put our foot in the loop and we're going to hold on with the hand. So imagine this is my foot, the foot's going to go in, and your hand, you want to hold the loop of the strap. A lot of people tend to hold the end of the strap like this, but what happens is you could lose your grip, the strap can slip, and you're also using a lot of unnecessary strength to try to hold on to the strap. If you hold on to the end of the loop, you can relax the hand a little bit more and have a little bit more security. Then the strap, if the buckle got loose by chance, it wouldn't pull the loop in smaller. So try that with your strap. That's how we're going to eat today. Again, if you're flexible, you might not even need. I'm also going to demonstrate with a block. Again, this is mainly to support people if you have tighter hamstrings and don't feel as flexible. So this yoga set focuses a lot on opening the backs of the legs, the hamstrings, as well as the hips. So we're going to start lying on our back. So if you want to practice rolling down, you can sit with your knees bent, hands behind your knees, lift your spine, Lift your pelvic floor as you inhale. And then when you exhale, still feel a lift, but just round the back. Let your feet slide on the floor. Use your deep abdominal muscles to control the movement, rolling down one vertebra at a time until your shoulders relax and your head relaxes. And then you can hug your knees into the chest. And then place the feet flat on the floor. And just make sure the strap is nearby that you can grab it easily. All right, so let us hug the right knee into the chest and stretch the left leg on the floor. Really squeeze the leg and feel a softness in the crease of the right hip. Take long, deep breaths and feel the breath a little bit more on the left side where the knee is, you're not pressing the leg into the chest. So feel a little more openness and breath on the left side of the body. And then we'll do Supta Parivartanasana, which is a spinal twist. Just take your right arm out to the side, and then with your left hand, bring the right knee across the body towards the floor. And this is gentle. You can tuck your right foot behind the left knee. This allows the knee to go down a little further without the foot obstructing the way. So your head, just keep it centered, looking up towards the ceiling. Take long, deep breaths. Feeling this nice abdominal and spinal twist. Focus on the right shoulder, keeping it down on the mat. And then come to the center, inhale, hugging the right knee, and then we're gonna hug both knees into the chest. Switch sides, hug the left knee, and then straighten the right leg on the floor. And again, really pull the thigh into the chest. Feel a softness in the crease of the left hip. Shoulders are down, your neck is long. And feel the breath more on the right side of the body. So the left leg is creating a bit of compression on the left side of the body, so feel more breath and more openness in the right side. Okay, spinal twist, bring your left arm out to the side, and your right hand helps bring the knee across the body towards the floor, just looking straight up at the ceiling. Focus at the left shoulder, and be sure it is on the mat. So don't worry about if the knee goes to the floor, but just let your hand and your arm be some added weight to help bring the knee down. Really, we're letting gravity deepen the twist, and we're letting breath help to release any tightness and tension that we might feel. All right, come to center, hug both knees, and then place the feet flat on the floor for shoelace. So cross the right ankle over the left thigh. And with both hands, hug the left leg behind the thigh or over the shin, close to the knee. So the right arm is between your legs in that opening. Inhale here and exhale, hug the legs into the chest. And just feel how this is opening the hips, shoulders down, long neck, especially the back of the neck. So your chin can be slightly down. And let's do ankle circles in one direction and change, other direction. And let's squeeze the legs one more time, inhale. See if you can keep your sacrum relaxed on the floor. And then exhale, release. Place the feet down, and we'll do the left side, crossing the ankle over the right thigh. Hold the right leg wherever is comfortable for you. Inhale, and on the exhale, pull the legs towards the chest. So it's likely they're not going to be touching the chest, but just imagine, bring them closer towards the chest. Now let's do circles with the ankles, again, one direction, and then change. And one last time, squeeze, see if you can keep your sacrum relaxed on the floor, and then release. Okay, the key to this next exercise is the leg being vertical. So try to keep your foot pointing straight up to the ceiling, okay? So extend the right leg, and we want it to be 90 degrees up. Hold behind the thigh, and just let the weight of the leg rest in your hands. Press the heel up, and just do your best to extend the leg. Now imagine your leg is a palm tree, inhale, and on the exhale you're gonna bring your head and shoulders up off the floor, and then just start to walk up the hands, walk the hands up the back of the leg until you get to your ankle, or as close to your ankle as you can. Press the leg a little bit forward so it stays vertical, and it will help you lift your head, your shoulders, your spine. So the right leg is active, it's pressing a little forward. Your arms, shoulders are a little passive, feel like they're being stretched. Inhale here, and on the exhale now you can bring the leg back as you roll down onto the floor, bend the knee if you like, and then release. Let's do that to the other side. Extend the left leg straight up, just do your best to get it at 90 degrees, and it might help to clasp your hands behind the left thigh. Now let the weight of the leg rest in your hands, and just do your best to reach the heel up to the ceiling. Inhale here, and use your arms. So we're gonna pull the head and shoulders up off the floor, bend the elbows, and then take little steps with your hands, walking up the back of the leg, getting as high as you can. But instead of pulling your leg towards you, push the leg away from you. And that should help keep the leg vertical. Press the heel up, press your leg forward, and your arms and shoulders are a little passive, feel like they're being stretched. And your head and your shoulders are off of the floor, feeling the stretch along the back. Now come down, roll slowly and carefully onto your back. You can bring your leg with you, bend the knee if you like, and then release. So that just prepares us to do the exercise with the strap. The name is called Supta Padangustasana. So we hold the strap so that we can put our foot in the loop. So put your right foot in the loop of the strap, and your right hand is going to hold onto the loop. Now, try to straighten your leg, extend your leg. If the loop needs to be bigger, make it bigger. If it feels more comfortable to have the loop smaller, you can make it smaller. So adjust the strap so that it feels comfortable wherever you are. All right? This can be done with the left leg bent, or if you can, extend the left leg onto the floor. So just breathe here. If this is enough for you, you don't have to do any more. You can just do this part and feel the lengthening of the hamstrings, the back of the legs. So shoulders down, extending the leg. Feel like you're pulling the right thigh bone into the hip socket. And at the same time, you're reaching the heel away from the hip socket. So from the knee, it feels like the leg is being stretched in two directions. All right? Your left hand is helping keep the left hip and the left leg down. So as we bring the right leg out to the side, keep that left side down on the floor. Inhale here, and very slowly control the movement using your leg, using your arm, and bring the leg closer and closer to the floor. Now, if your body starts to roll, then stop and press that left side down. We don't want to lift that left side up. But what we do want to do is feel lengthening at the inner right thigh. So these are the adductor muscle group. Reaching through the heel, feel the pulling and the stretching at the inner thigh. And you're holding on to that strap firmly. Slowly, let's bring the leg back up to center. And again, we're just doing an easy version until we practice this a few times. Change hands. So the left hand holds the loop of the strap. the strap onto the other side here. And extend your right arm out to the side. This is for balance. Again, press through the heel, feel the femur head being pulled into the hip socket, and then let the leg go to the left about 30 degrees from the middle. So we don't want to go too far. If it's at 45 degrees, it's a little far. Bring it back to 30 degrees and keep the right hip down. So your sacrum should be on the mat and you should feel your right hip also on the mat. And this is gently stretching the outside of the right leg. So we just stretched the inside, now we're stretching the outside. These are the abductor muscle group. And then come back to center, inhale, and exhale, bend the knee, release the strap, and come back to our neutral position, which is on the back, and the knees are bent, feet on the floor. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So place the loop of the strap around the left foot and fully extend the leg. Adjust the loop of the strap if you need to. This can be done with the right knee bent or extend the right leg fully onto the floor. So again, just take a moment to feel the action of the left leg. You're pressing up with your heel and you're using the strap, you're using your arm to help pull the leg into the hip socket. So let's inhale, use your right hand to press the right hip and leg down. And on the exhale, slowly, this is important, do it slowly. Lower the left leg towards the floor. As soon as your body starts to roll towards the left, stop. You don't want to go any further. Feel and focus on the inner thigh, the left leg, the pulling and the stretching of the adductor muscle group. And then let's inhale, come back to center, slowly, and change hands. Hold the loop of the strap with your right hand, extend the left arm out to the side for balance. Inhale here, and on the exhale, just let the leg travel to the right about 30 degrees from the midline. So feel the pulling and the stretching, it's more gentle on the outside of the left leg. Eventually we will go all the way down to the floor, but let's just start off easy. Long, deep breaths. And then come back to center, inhale. And then exhale, bend the knee. You can take the strap off the foot and put the strap away. We will not need it. And then hug your knees into your chest. You can hold behind the knees and bring your head and shoulders up. And we're going to rock and roll on the back. Kick your feet. See if you can keep your head and your knees close together. This helps keep the back flexed and round. And it makes it a little easier to roll and massage the back and the spine. All right, one more. Come all the way up, feet down. And we're going to flip around so we can do cat-cow. Come onto our hands and knees. Here we want the knees together because we're going to be pivoting and swiveling on the knees. And drawing the legs together helps engage our core. So the adductor muscles are part of our core. Hands are shoulder width apart, knees together. Inhale, flex your feet. Exhale, press the hands and feet down as you look up. Lift your tail. Here's our cow position. So we're arching and stretching the front of the spine. Inhale, point your toes as you move your spine. And exhale again, press the legs and the hands down to round the back in our cat position. Top of the head points to the floor, tail points to the floor. Lift the solar plexus. Inhale, let's flex the feet as we move our spine. Exhale, keep drawing the legs together as we arch. Look up, cow position, long neck. Inhale, point the toes and press down as you do the cat, feeling a nice round back, long neck between your arms. Come to center, you can keep your toes pointed. Now bring your head and feet to the right, so we're side bending, stretching or opening the left side. And then pivot on the knees, bring your head and feet to the left, feel the opening on the right side, especially at the ribs. Go to the right, Stretching along the side of the torso and the left. Now come to center. You can relax your feet down. Walk your hands just one hand length forward and move your shoulders so your shoulders are over your wrists. Your pelvis will end up being a little bit in front of your knees. Now roll over on your knees and just place the hip down on the right side. This is called octopus. Roll on the knees, pelvis down on the left side. Right? Do your best to keep both arms extended, both elbows straight and left and right. So you should start to feel you're stretching the sides of the hips, left. Again, right, just rolling over the knees, keeping your knees together, left. And one more time each side. So we're softening, when we're sitting on the right side, softening the left side. When we go to the left, we're softening the right side. Come back to center. Let's bring the pelvis back and do downward dog. So lift your knees. And let's right away just start to walk in the downward dog. So spread your fingers wide, spread your palms, press them down into the floor. Extend your elbows. Shoulders are away from your ears, so let your neck be nice and long. Feel your pelvis, feel like you're pushing your pelvis away from you with your hands and your arms. And we're walking, opening the soles of the feet, the backs of the legs. And you can even shift your hips a little bit side to side, feeling the opening on the sides of the legs. Okay, downward facing dog, inhale, your feet can be hip width apart here. And on the exhale, let's walk our hands, take little steps back towards your feet until we get into our half forward bend position. If you need to bend the knees slightly, that's fine. So inhale, feel your spine nice and long. Exhale, walk your hands to the right. Again, focusing on stretching the sides of the body. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. And exhale to the right. Inhale, center. And exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. And now bend the knees, put your hands flat on the floor, and soften the body, especially your belly, your back, and the pelvic floor. Forward bend. Inhale, just extend your legs, keep your head down. Exhale, bend the knees. So feel the pulling and the stretching at the backs of the legs. Inhale, lift the sits bones. Exhale, bend the knees and soften. So we want to pull and stretch, but also soften, going back and forth. Last one, inhale, extend the legs, and on the exhale, roll up. Feel like your sits bones are being pulled down towards your heels, and there's a lift up the front of the body. Now we want to do some sun salutations, so if you're at the back of your mat, you're going to want to walk up to the front of your mat. You can have your feet hip width apart or together, your choice. And we're going to bend the knees. So let's just feel a little springiness in the legs. So since we've been working on the hamstrings, we want to feel the elastic kind of bouncing quality in the backs of the legs. So by bouncing, that can help us feel it. All right? Now bend the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms up, out to the sides as you extend your legs. And exhale, arms out in front, Utkatasana. So sit down on an imaginary stool, a short imaginary stool. Inhale, half forward bend, extend your legs, extend your spine. And once again, let's do our dynamic forward bend. Hands down, bend your knees, soften the whole body. Inhale, Uttanasana. Extend just your legs, keep your head down. Exhale, bend the knees, soften. Ardha Uttanasana, so half forward bend, just touching the floor with your fingers. And then walk or step back into downward facing dog. Let's step the right foot forward all the way between the hands. Line up your fingers and toes. Excuse me. And do your best to get your knee right over the ankle. Then press the feet away from each other gently. Place your hands on your hips. And we're going to come all the way up, straightening both of the legs. Keep that left heel up and center your pelvis. So that means it might help to put one hand at the pubic bone, the other hand on the sacrum. We want to lift at the pubic bone and drop at the sacrum. Now imagine the spine is a pole and we're just going to go straight up and down. All right? So not forward and back, just up and down. We're going to bend both knees. So inhale, center your pelvis. Exhale, bend both knees, go straight down towards the floor without coming all the way down. Inhale back up, press your feet away from each other. Exhale down. Keep centering the pelvis. Inhale up. Exhale down. So get the knee pretty close to the floor. Inhale up. And exhale down. Now we're going to stay in this down position, hands on your hips, extend the back leg. So here's our lunge. Sweep the arms up. Inhale, look up. So feel the bigger stretch in the left hip. And then exhale, hands on the floor. Step back, inhale, heels up. And exhale, heels down, downward facing dog. We'll do the same thing with the left foot forward. So step between the hands, line up your fingers and toes. And gently press the feet away from each other as you place your hands on your hips. And then inhale, press down on the floor to come all the way up. Extend both legs and check that your right heel is off the floor and it's going to stay up. Again, you can check that your pelvis is centered, hand at the sacrum, hand at the pubic bone. And we're just going straight up and down. And it's all right if you're wobbling around. We're training those little muscles in the body. Inhale here. Bend both knees, exhale. Keep that back heel up. Inhale, lift. Exhale again. Bend both knees, bring that back knee closer to the floor. Inhale, up. Try not to go forward and back, just straight up and down. And you should feel this in your right hip. Inhale, last one, exhale. Keep your pelvis centered. Place your hands on your hips and extend the back leg. So now we're in our lunge. It's kind of like warrior one. Reach the arms up, inhale. Feeling this in the right hip, and exhale, hands on the floor. Step back, inhale, heels up, and exhale, heels down. Let's do a wave. So from downward dog, we inhale, and on the exhale, we're going to curl the tail under and feel a ripple or a wave up the spine until we come into plank pose. The head and neck comes up last. Lower the knees onto the floor. And go back into downward dog. Let's do that again. Inhale in downward dog. So only move the lower spine. Only curl the tail and the sacrum under, and then let the rest of the spine follow. Rolling up the spine, the head and neck comes up last. Nice strong plank position. And then lower the knees. And let's go back into downward dog. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees and look forward. Walk or step up to the hands. Ardha Uttanasana, half forward bend. And we go right into Utkatasana. So exhale like you're sitting on your short imaginary stool. Turn the palms up. Inhale, arms up, extend your legs. And exhale, bring energy down through the body, through the legs and feet. And we're going to do this one more time. There's 3 parts, but we're doing 2. Right now. So again, bend the knees. You can get that bouncing, elastic quality in your legs. So you want to feel some softness, not too much muscle, not too strong. And then sweep the arms up, inhale. So this is Urdhva Hastasana, hands reaching up. Utkatasana, exhale, bend the knees, arms in front. Sitting on your imaginary stool. Inhale, half forward bend, lengthen your back. And dynamic forward bend. Exhale, bend the knees, hands on the floor. Inhale, just extend your legs, keep your head down. Exhale, bend the knees. So lengthening the hamstrings. Inhale, half forward bend, look forward. And downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now for the goal here is to face knee. So for some people, step your right foot forward. Some people, you might need to step your left foot forward. So step your foot forward, and we're going to turn to the side, and hopefully you can still see knee. Now, If you have your block handy, this is where you can use your block. You can put it right below you if you have trouble putting your hands on the floor, because we're going to put one hand on the block and twist and then the other hand. Okay? So you can try the block if you need it, or just use the floor. So the block is in the middle, our legs are wide, Prasarita Padottanasana. Let's place the left hand on the block and let the block be like under your shoulders but in the middle. And then press down as you spiral to the right. So lengthen your spine, lengthen your legs, and just do your best to spiral. You can either look at the wall or look at your hand, but use that left hand on the floor, on the block for support. And then come down and switch sides. Press down on the floor or the block. Feel this abdominal twist, shoulders down, reaching that left hand up towards the ceiling. And release. We're going to do it one more time. I'm just going to demonstrate this time without the block. Put your hand on the floor, inhale, spiral. So do your best to lengthen your spine, like you're trying to lengthen it out of the pelvis. Exhale, center. Switch sides, inhale. Press down on the floor, and center. Now we're going to go to the right. You can turn your right foot out about 45 degrees, bend the right knee, and walk your hands to the right, keeping your hands under your shoulders. Walk your hands to the left, bend the left knee. Again, keep your hands under your shoulders for support. Again, walk your hands to the right, bend the right knee, and then walk your hands to the left, bend the left knee. Just do your best. So we're facing the side of our yoga mat, the long side of our yoga mat. Inhale, center. And we're going to round the back and do our best to little by little bring the head towards the floor. I said we don't need the block anymore, but here's another place where the block can be handy. So you could, put the block in a position that works for you and put your head down on the block. If it doesn't, if you don't need the block, you can work your way to get to the floor. Just little by little, breathe. Press your feet away from each other, extend the legs, forward bend at the hips, and your hands are flat on the floor if you can, and you can use your hands to help bring your head a little bit closer, maybe even touching the floor. Inhale, walk your hands forward and look up, and exhale, we're going to bend the knees, use your hands for support, and we're going to float into toe balance. So you're going to hop your feet together, stay close to the floor, and land gently on your toes. Very good. So my hands are going to be touching the floor, and see if you can lift your spine. Bring one hand to the heart, draw your legs together. Try the other hand. Put the other hand on the floor and then try the other hand up towards the heart. And maybe you can bring both hands to the heart and balance. So try to feel calm and peaceful in this pose. So long, deep breathing. You can close your eyes even. Okay, let's open the eyes, inhale, and exhale, place your hands on the floor, and let's again soften the body, just release your head towards your knees. Forward bend, extend the legs, inhale, exhale, head down towards the knees. Now inhale, half forward bend, you can turn sideways so we can do our downward dog, and then walk or step back to downward dog. Inhale in downward dog, lifting the sits bones up, and then exhale, curling under, waving, rolling the spine into plank position, lower the knees, let's go back into downward dog again, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, lift the sits bones, look towards your navel, your belly button, and on the exhale, curl the tailbone and sacrum under. Keep reaching back through your heels, lift the belly, and feel nice long spine. Lower the knees, relax the tops of the feet so the toes are pointed, and then travel back into child's pose, resting the forehead on the floor. And relax. So let the elbows release onto the mat. Let your head and shoulders relax. And let the breath fill the sides of the ribs as well as your back. Take a few more long, deep breaths. Okay, look forward. We want to make sure we have enough room on our mat to lie on the belly. So if you need to, you can go towards the back of the mat. Inhale, look forward, extend your arms. Actually, let's simplify this. So place your head on the floor, draw your knees together. Inhale here. And on the exhale, use your breath, lift your belly and come up onto all fours. So we're in a cat position, the back is round. Tail is down, crown of the head is down. Lift your solar plexus. Inhale, flat back. And you can walk your hands again just a little bit forward, shift your shoulders a little bit forward. This is called basic front support. And on the exhale, we're going to do a triceps push-up. So it's like Chaturanga Dandasana, using your knees. Just slowly lower yourself like a push-up, going down onto the floor. Now we want to keep our hands next to the ribs, and our feet are closer together. They don't have to be totally together, but close together for this first small cobra, or first cobra, excuse me. Gently pull with your wrists and feel like it's lengthening your spine. Crown of the head is reaching forward. So on the inhale, lift your chest off of the floor, feel the sternum reaching forward, and here's our small cobra. Bring your elbows close to the ribs. Now let's go a little bit higher. Press your pubic bone, press your pelvis into the floor, reach through your legs. And on your next inhale, come up halfway, keep the elbows slightly bent, shoulders down. If this is difficult, you can just rest on your elbows in Sphinx pose. And then on the next inhale, fully extend the arms into our big cobra, look up. And then roll down on your exhale. As you roll down, still gently pull with your wrists and feel like your spine gets longer as you roll it down back onto the mat. Okay, that's number one. Number two, open your feet so they're just wider than the yoga mat. Again, press your pelvis, your pubic bone down into the floor, reach through the legs, and inhale into the small cobra, pulling gently with your wrists. Exhale, stay. Inhale into a medium cobra. Again, you can modify this if you need to. Keep your elbows bent, so we're just adding a little arm strength. And then fully extend the arms if you can. Look up. Cobra with a little wider legs. And then roll down slowly, still pulling gently with the wrists. Lengthen the spine as you come down. Now this last one is a little unusual. Wide legs, as wide as you can. And you're going to flex your feet so your toes are on the floor, your heels are up. All right? So let's just come right into the big cobra. Inhale, come all the way up. And it's a little bit like upward facing dog, because if you really press through your heels, your legs are going to lift off the floor. But you can do this with your knees on the floor, but it's a little bit easier if you straighten the legs. Now, you're going to roll the left heel onto the floor and look at your left foot. Switch sides. Roll the right heel onto the floor. Look at your foot. So lift up and then come down onto the floor. So the big toe edge of the foot is on the floor, the left foot. And then lift up and over. Now the right big toe edge of the foot is on the floor. Let's do this a couple more times. So as the left heel is down, the right heel is up. Switch. The right heel is down, the left heel is up. One more time, switch. And just do your best to extend your legs and switch. This is really opening the front of the hips. Come to center and carefully roll down. And you can always modify that by being on your elbows. It's not as impactful, but you can modify it. And then bring your legs together. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, do a push-up onto your knees. And then exhale into child's pose. So this is a nice counter pose after doing a little bit more intense back bend. So again, relax your elbows, head and shoulders and neck. Long, deep breaths, breathing into the sides of the ribs and the back. Inhale, draw your legs together. And on the exhale, let's roll up and continue with our counter poses. So let's come into Dandasana, stretching the legs out in front. And I should adjust my camera so you can see me a little better. Not my laptop. Okay, there we go. So Dandasana, stretch your legs out in front. And we'll do Upavishta Konasana. So we just open the legs so they're about 90 degrees. So if you're really flexible, you can do the splits. You don't want to go that far. 90 degrees is perfect. So sitting up, you can use a blanket or place something under your pelvis if this is difficult to sit in this position. That can be a good support, especially if you have tight hamstrings. All right? So we're going to take our right foot, pull it in. So the legs are still about 90 degrees. With your hands on the floor, turn the body so it faces the left leg. Think of your sternum and your thigh bone lining up. Inhale here, and exhale, walk your hands forward. Maybe you can grab onto your foot. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, come forward. Maybe you can bring your head to your knee. Inhale, look up, and exhale, release the right arm. And inhale, we're going to sweep the arm to the right, spiraling the spine. Now the right arm is a little higher than the shoulder, so it feels like a nice diagonal line across your chest. And pull the foot with your left hand. Keep pushing away with your heel. And yeah, the strap is very helpful here. Inhale, lift your right arm up. And do an easy side bend. The goal here is to feel stretching and pulling on the right side of the body. So don't try to come down as low as you can. Instead, reach through your fingers and ground the right sits bone. And you're helping by pulling the left foot and pushing with your left heel. So feel that nice stretch along the right side. Keep your head and neck soft. Inhale, bring the arm up. And as your right arm goes towards the floor, it will pull your spine and your neck and your head back to neutral position. And then just do another spinal twist, turning to the right. And then come to center. Open the right leg, hands on your knees. Inhale here. And exhale, do a half forward bend. Inhale, come up. So these are all really good exercises to help open and lengthen your hamstrings. So just be patient, can take time. Bring your left foot in, fully bending that left knee. Hands on the floor so our spine can spiral and our sternum faces the right leg. Inhale, lift. And exhale, walk your hands forward. Hold the leg or hold the foot, whatever works for you. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, folding down. Maybe you can bring your head to your knee. Inhale, look up. Release the left arm, exhale. Now pull the right foot as you inhale and sweep the arm out and a little bit up. Feel that nice stretch here in the chest. And keep that sits bone grounded, the left side, as you reach your left arm up. Inhale. And then bring the arm over, exhale. So see if you can feel more lengthening and stretching on the left side as you're pulling the right foot and pushing with the right heel. Again, if you can't reach the foot, you can use a strap or you can hold onto your leg. Breathe. Now keep your head and neck soft. Inhale, bring that left arm up. And as the arm goes towards the floor, it'll help pull your spine, your neck, and your head back to neutral position. And then you can hold on to the leg with your right hand. Place your hand behind you for a spinal twist. And come to center, open the legs. Hands on your knees, inhale. Exhale, half forward bend. And come to center. All right, there's one more part, but we're going to skip it today and bring our legs together. So bring your right foot in, left foot in for Paschimottanasana. And the goal of Paschimottanasana is to stretch the entire back side of the body. So doing it this way, we should feel the stretch from the soles of the feet, the backs of the legs, along the back, even into the neck and the scalp, all right? So imagine there's a big ball here in your lap, or a big egg, like a dinosaur egg. Lift your belly, inhale, reach the arms up, and dive up and over this ball, or this big egg, and grab onto your feet. If you can't hold your feet, you can hold your legs. You can also use a strap. So inhale, pull your toes back, reach your heels forward, and exhale, let your kidneys reach back. Inhale, lengthen your neck so your shoulders are down from your ears. And if you want to stretch a little further, you can drop your chin towards your chest. And this should help you feel the stretch going into the neck and even into the scalp. So this version of Paschimottanasana, we're not trying to get down toward the legs, but we're trying to actually bring the kidneys, like the solar plexus back and the kidneys back, and we're pulling our toes and extending our legs to help. So see if you can feel that stretch all along the back side of the body. And then we'll change. Inhale, we look up. The ball or the egg is now gone. Hold the sides of your feet or wherever you can hold. Inhale, lengthen. And now we can come down, bring your head towards your knees. And just feel the difference here. Pulling the sides of the feet, elbows wide, shoulders down, long neck, lengthening the legs and lengthening the spine. And we'll do one more spiraling exercise. So look up, your left hand holds the right foot or leg, and let's spiral. Inhale to the right, that right arm is a little higher than the shoulder, and like we're swimming, exhale forward, grab the other foot, and we'll switch sides. Inhale, pull the left foot as you reach your left arm back. And exhale, swim the arm forward. Feel that nice diagonal stretch. Point your toes now. This is going to stretch more the tops of the legs. Swim to the right, spiral to the right, and then swim forward. Nice point in your toes. Inhale. Feel the stretch at the top of the ankles here. And then swim the arm forward. Very nice. And come up to center, and we're going to finish lying down on the back. So again, this just makes it a little easier to bend the knees. Hold behind your knees, inhale, lift. And on the exhale, keep that feeling of lift as you roll down. Use your deep abdominal muscles to control the movement. Shoulders relax, the head relaxes, hug your knees into the chest. And place the feet flat on the floor. So we're going to end similarly to the way we began. We're going to do Garuda legs. So we're going to start with the right leg, cross it over the left leg, and see if you can wrap it around more and tuck the foot behind the calf. If you cannot do that, then just try to wrap your leg around as many times as you can. And your left hand, bring your right arm out to the side for balance. And then your left hand can help bring the knees towards the left side, towards the floor. So now there's a little bit more weight to help bring your knees closer to the floor. Just be sure that right shoulder stays down. Breathe. So breath plus gravity equals tension release. So if you feel tightness in your body, feel what gravity is doing and feel your breath. And the two of those together help to soften and release the tight areas in the body. So we can stay here a little bit longer, breathing. Just let gravity bring the legs more towards the floor, little by little. Okay, let's come to center. So you should really feel that on the outside of the right leg and hip. And uncross your legs. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Cross the left leg around the right leg. See if you can tuck your foot under the calf muscle. Extend your left arm out to the side. Bring your right hand onto the legs. Inhale. And on the exhale, slowly lower the knees to the right. Keep that left shoulder down on the mat. You can keep your head oriented to the center so you're looking up at the ceiling. And breathe. So feel the weight of your legs. Feel gravity. And breathe. Feel wherever you're experiencing tightness in the body. And when you inhale, bring the breath, bring the energy right to those tight spots. And when you exhale, see if you can feel release and surrender. So it's okay to stay in this pose for 1 minute. Just keep breathing. And then come back to center. Uncross the legs for bridge pose. So this is the last pose. Just place your feet so that you can barely just touch your heels. And then I like to look at my feet, make sure they're parallel, because sometimes we're unaware of how our body is positioned, and we do want to pay attention here that the feet are parallel. If you want a deeper back bend, you can bring your feet closer to your pelvis, maybe even holding onto your ankles. Let's inhale, raise the arms up overhead, and exhale, release them out to the sides, and you can do palms up here. Inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to curl the pelvis up. So curl the tail and the sacrum up. And then peel the lower back off of the floor. So nice and slow. Peel the back ribs up until you're on your shoulders. Notice the line from your shoulders to your knees, and this is a shoulder bridge. Now we're gonna, again, keep working on the hips. So open the knees, inhale, we're resting on the little toe edges of the feet. Exhale, bring your knees together. If you can, touch the knees. Inhale, open the knees wide. So the big toe comes off the floor. Exhale, knees together. We'll do that 2 more times. So this is engaging the outer thighs, the abductors, and bringing the knees together. Engage the inner thighs, the adductors. Open on the inhale, close on the exhale, still lifting the sacrum. And you can envision neutral pelvis. So there's still a little lift at the pubic bone towards the belly button. And you're letting the sacrum drop, the energy goes towards your knees. Let's go up a little higher. Inhale, lift your pelvis. So now we're arching, opening the front of the spine and the front of the hips, still lifting at the pubic bone, dropping at the sacrum. 1 more breath, inhale, lift. And on your next exhale, from the top of the spine, let's roll down 1 vertebra at a time. Let the kidneys come down before the sacrum. And relax your arms to your sides. We're going to do 2 kinds of rests. If your lower back feels uncomfortable with your legs straight and flat on the floor, you can do this version by keeping the knees bent. Walk your feet towards the edge of your yoga mat. Walk your feet a little bit forward so they're past your knees, and then rest your knees together. You can turn the arms so the palms are up. And if you have your block handy, you can even put the block under your head. And the place where you want to put the block is at the ridge, the occipital ridge. So the back of the skull, right where it turns from a little firmer bone to a little softer tissue. The chin would be released a little bit lower towards your chest, still space, and this will help release and open the back of the neck. So be sure the block, if you're using it, the block is not pressing against the neck at all. We don't want anything touching the back of the neck. So adjust the block, you're going to rest just on the edge of it, but you want to be comfortable. If it doesn't feel comfortable, please don't use the block. But if you can find a place where you're relaxed and comfortable with the block, this can be a supportive way to rest in Shavasana. Now, whether or not you have a block, you can do this next part. If you want, you can just straighten the legs and rest lying on the back, so that's fine. I'm just continuing to do it with the bent knees here. So the last thing we're going to do is just very slowly roll your head to the right. You want to move it so slow, if someone were looking at you, they wouldn't notice you were moving your head. So keep your body relaxed. It's very slow, very relaxed, very easy movement with the head. If you feel like the moving of the head is causing tension, then just relax in the middle. And when you feel you've gone as far as you like, you can slowly change directions. Again, this is very easy, very relaxed. If we have any tension in the neck, this is just helping to soften the tissue layers under the skin, around the muscles. But if for whatever reason it doesn't feel good, then you don't need to move your head side to side. It's optional. And again, when you've gone as far as you like, slowly go back to center and just rest. And notice if your neck and your shoulders and your occipital ridge, if there's any difference, if there's any deeper feeling of relaxation or release of tension. So let your whole body relax, close your eyes. If you feel you're really enjoying the deep relaxation and you want to do it longer, you're always welcome to stay in deep relaxation for 7, 8, even 10 minutes. Just listen to your body and what it needs. But if you're feeling complete, then we can come out of our relaxation together. So if you're using a block, the first thing you want to do is inhale, exhale, lift your head just a little off the block, and then remove the block and carefully come down onto the floor. You can stretch your legs out, reach your arms up overhead for a nice full body stretch, reaching through your fingers down to the toes. You can even yawn, releasing, letting go, and then hug your knees into the chest. If you want to really squeeze, hold onto your elbows and rock side to side, massaging, again, the layers of connective tissue in the back, which are under the skin and surrounding all of the muscles and bones and organs. And then come to the center, hold behind your knees, bring your head and shoulders off the floor, and once again, let's pull like a ball, kicking your feet, massaging the full length of the spine, bringing energy back to your body, and then come all the way up and sit in Sukhasana, easy pose, and just take a moment to feel how are you after our practice. And then bring your hands together in prayer mudra. Just taking a moment to think of what you're grateful for in your life. Feeling that you can receive what you need when you inhale. And you can release what you no longer need with the exhale. And when you feel done, you can relax. Thank you very much for joining me for today's Modern Yoga Movement class. Namaste.
If you've liked the flow and you'd like to see more of these videos, please like this video, subscribe to my channel,